Picture this. You pull up to the gas station, credit card in hand, ready to fuel your trusty chariot. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and for a brief moment, all seems right with the world. You step out of your car, swipe your card, and then it happens. But as you glance at the price per gallon, a chill runs down your spine. Your jaw drops. Your wallet weeps. The numbers on the pump seem to mock you, climbing higher and higher with each passing second. It's happened again. Gas prices have skyrocketed, leaving your bank account trembling in their wake. You can't help but wonder how it got to this point. Just last month it seemed like you were paying a reasonable amount, and now this. We've all been there, feeling like we're stuck on a financial treadmill just to keep our cars running. The frustration is palpable and the sense of helplessness is overwhelming. You start to question every trip you make, every errand you run. But what exactly is driving these price hikes? Is it the oil companies, the government, or something else entirely? The answer isn't as straightforward as we'd like it to be. Why does it feel like we're being held hostage by the whims of the global energy market? The truth is, a myriad of factors come into play, from geopolitical tensions to natural disasters and even market speculation. The truth, my friends, is both complex and infuriating. It's a tangled web of supply and demand, international politics and economic policies that can leave even the savviest of analysts scratching their heads. Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the shocking truth behind rising gas prices in the United States of America. It's a roller coaster ride that affects every single one of us, whether we realize it or not. Get ready to navigate a labyrinth of global conflicts, economic policies, and yes, even our own driving habits. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in the price we pay at the pump. By the end of this wild ride, you'll be armed with the knowledge and hopefully, a healthy dose of outrage, to understand why filling your tank feels like a highway robbery. You'll see the bigger picture and understand the forces at play. But fear not, dear motorists, for this is not a tale of despair. There is hope on the horizon, and it's not all doom and gloom. We'll also explore some practical tips to ease the pain at the pump and shed light on a future where our dependence on fossil fuels might become a relic of the past. Imagine a world where renewable energy sources power our vehicles, reducing our reliance on oil. So grab your reusable water bottles, adjust your rearview mirrors, and prepare to be enlightened, and perhaps slightly amused, as we unravel the mystery of America's gas price roller coaster. Together, we'll navigate this complex issue and find ways to make a difference. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the oil rig in the ocean. The oil industry is a colossal beast that spans continents and oceans, affecting economies and politics worldwide. The United States, despite its boasts of energy independence, is still very much entangled in the web of global oil production. This interconnectedness means that what happens in one part of the world can have ripple effects everywhere else. We're talking about a volatile cocktail of supply, demand, and a dash of geopolitical drama for good measure. The balance of this cocktail is delicate, and even the slightest change can cause significant shifts. Remember the recent conflict in Ukraine? It's a stark reminder of how geopolitical tensions can disrupt the global oil supply chain. Of course you do, it's been plastered all over the news. The conflict has not only caused human suffering but also sent shockwaves through the energy markets. Well, that's a prime example of how global events can send shockwaves through the energy market. When a major oil-producing region is in turmoil, the effects are felt worldwide. Russia, a major oil producer, faced sanctions and disruptions causing global oil supplies to tighten. This tightening of supply inevitably leads to higher prices, and when supply goes down, you guessed it, prices go up. This is a basic economic principle, but its impact on our daily lives can be profound. But it's not just international incidents that rock the oil boat. Natural disasters, technological failures, and even political decisions within a country can cause significant disruptions. OPEC, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, also plays a major role in determining how much oil flows into the global market. Their decisions can either stabilize or destabilize the market. Think of them as the cartel of crude controlling production levels to influence prices. Their influence is so significant that even rumors of their decisions can cause market fluctuations. Now, I'm not saying they're deliberately trying to make our lives difficult, though it often feels that way, but their decisions have a direct impact on what we pay at the pump. Every meeting, every statement, every decision they make is closely watched by market analysts and traders. The takeaway here is simple. Oil prices are subject to a complex interplay of global forces. It's a dynamic and often unpredictable market. It's like a high-stakes poker game, and we, the consumers, are stuck betting on every hand. The stakes are high and the players are powerful, but understanding the game can help us navigate its challenges. Okay, so we've established that global oil prices are about as stable as a Jenga tower after a few beers. But there's another culprit contributing to our gas pump woes: good old-fashioned inflation. You know, that thing that makes your grandparents reminisce about the days when a candy bar cost a nickel? See, inflation means the purchasing power of your hard-earned dollars is shrinking faster than a polar bear in a heat wave. And guess what? It affects everything, including the cost of producing and transporting gasoline. From the equipment used in refineries to the trucks that deliver fuel to your local gas station, everything costs more, and those costs get passed down to you. Now, to make matters even more complicated, the value of the United States dollar plays a role in all of this. When the dollar is strong, it can buy more oil on the global market, but when it's weak, well, let's just say it's like trying to buy a Ferrari with a pocket full of pennies. And guess what's been happening lately? You got it. The dollar has been taking a bit of a nosedive, so the next time you're cursing under your breath at the gas station, remember that inflation is a sneaky thief, silently picking your pocket while you're distracted by the geopolitical drama unfolding on your newsfeed. Now let's talk about the role of our favorite uncle, Uncle Sam, in this whole gas price saga. You see, when it comes to the price we pay at the pump, Uncle Sam has his hands in quite a few cookie jars. From taxes to regulations, the government's influence is both extensive and complex. Because yes, the government plays a significant role in shaping what we pay at the pump, and it's not just through cryptic economic policies you and I barely understand. It's a multifaceted approach that includes direct and indirect interventions, all of which trickle down to affect the final price we see at the gas station. First off, there's the not-so-small matter of taxes. These taxes are levied at multiple levels: federal, state, and sometimes even local. Each layer adds its own slice to the pie, making the overall tax burden quite substantial. Gas taxes vary from state to state, but on average, they add up to a significant chunk of change per gallon. For instance, states like California and Pennsylvania have some of the highest gas taxes in the country, while others like Alaska and Missouri are on the lower end of the spectrum. Now, some argue that these taxes are necessary to fund infrastructure projects like roads and bridges. The revenue generated from gas taxes is often earmarked for maintaining and improving our transportation networks, which is crucial for a functioning economy. Others see them as a convenient way for the government to line its coffers. Critics argue that not all the tax revenue is used efficiently or for its intended purpose, leading to a debate about the transparency and accountability of these funds. Whatever your stance, there's no denying that taxes are a factor in the equation. But wait, there's more. Taxes are just one piece of the puzzle. The government also has a hand in the regulatory landscape that governs the oil and gas industry. The government also imposes a whole slew of environmental regulations on the oil and gas industry. These regulations are designed to minimize the environmental impact of drilling, refining, and distributing gasoline. Now, before you go full-on climate change denier on me, hear me out. These regulations are essential for protecting our planet from the disastrous effects of pollution and climate change. They ensure that companies adhere to standards that limit harmful emissions and promote cleaner technologies. While these regulations are crucial for protecting our planet from the disastrous effects of pollution, they can also increase the cost of producing and selling gasoline. Compliance with these regulations often requires significant investment in new technologies and processes, costs that are ultimately passed on to consumers. It's a classic case of trying to find a balance between economic growth and environmental sustainability, a tightrope walk if there ever was one. Policymakers are constantly juggling the need to protect the environment with the need to keep the economy robust and fuel prices reasonable. So, the next time you're filling up your tank and feeling a surge of resentment towards big oil, remember that Uncle Sam is also a player in this game. The interplay between taxes, regulations, and market forces creates a complex web that ultimately determines what you pay at the pump. Whether you see him as a benevolent regulator or a tax-hungry overlord is up to you. The reality is, the government's role in gas pricing is multifaceted and deeply intertwined with both economic and environmental considerations.